not be able to sell. It sucks. It really, really sucks. I mean, look at Airtel. Look at the liquidity rating for Airtel right here. You click on the liquidity rating, you're going to see a lot of people who are just waiting to. Somebody even bid for 2 million. This is 2 million, 2 million shares of Airtel, and we've just been waiting here. We've just been waiting here. Like, I don't know if it's going to actually get in on the trade anytime soon. So the liquidity rating for Airtel is really, really low at the moment. AKA the float for people like me and you know, is low. And because the float is low, you are not able to actually get in on, you know, on the stock. So because we're still waiting for people to join, I am just going to just give it like 2, 3 more minutes. If you already joined, please say hi, you know, leave a message here in the chat so I know you're on the call, and then we can go ahead and just start fully, and I will tell you the solution to this particular thing and how to go about it when you're presented with a case where you are unable to actually sell your Nigerian shares or unable to buy. So let me know, guys. Let me know. All right, let's go ahead and get started. As you guys know, the stock market did pretty good today for a lot of stocks. I still don't know why deep cap is is going up because looking at the numbers for the stock, the numbers are not, you know, are not so great actually. Their numbers are not so great, but the stock is still going up. I think some people got in today as well, but now, well, we don't have people who are actually looking to sell. So it's still related to the whole float thing. So I am going to be talking about just the float in general today. So the float is basically how much shares are out there in the market. We've talked about this before in a previous class. We've talked about this before. Your float is basically how much outstanding shares are actually there for people like me and you know, when you try to get in on a stock. So there are so many companies out there that have really, really low float, and I think that we should talk about them real quick. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the float thing. So the very first thing you want to do when you're looking to invest in a Nigerian stock or when you're looking to sell, the very first thing you want to do is basically come to invest on the platform you're using. You know, it could be Carrywise, it could be any other platform, it could be a brokerage platform, in fact. You go there and check, you know, what the liquidity is like. On Invest Niger, I'm going to see if I can log in to my Invest Niger here as well. Uh, Oh my God, my brain is cooked. Invest Niger. So this is the Invest Niger website. I want to show you real quick how to also spot the whole bid and ask thing when you're trying to buy a stock on the platform. Sometimes you might not even see a stock on the platform because of one reason or another, but ultimately you need to be able to check. Let me log in. So you need to be able to actually go to the stock section and then check the stock that you want to buy, and then you see the bid and ask and everything. So let's say Dangote Cement now, for example. If you want to buy Dangote Cement, you can see the open and close and everything. But you want to come to order book. The order book is your best friend. You always want to come to order book and see, you know, bids, total number of bids, and also total number of offers as well. So the bid and offer is basically the same thing, you know, with buyers and sellers. So you're going to see offers here, and you're also going to see bids here. You need to check the order book to see what the bid and offer is like and everything before you proceed with that stock. It's very, very important. But I'm guessing that a lot of you are here because you know some of these things already and you're wondering, so how do I know what the float of a particular stock is? And that brings me to the session, ultimate part of the session, which is this platform. This platform is called AccessWhat, accesswhat.com. I am going to drop it in the chat as well if you want to check it out. The platform is called accesswhat.com. If you're signing up, um, I'm going to put my link here so you can sign up with my link. It's pretty straightforward, clean platform. Don't worry, they are not charging a fee or anything. It's completely free to use if you want to check out the platform. Again, let me say that again. The platform is completely free to use. I am not I am not charging you. The platform is not charging you. I am not trying to sell it to you. They have really, really good features on the platform that are actually connected to the NGX. So you have access to all the data from the NGX when you use this website to check the market. So that is why I am, showing it to you guys. So the name of the website is accesswhat.com. I am going to again drop the link in the description. When you come to AccessWhat, they have this Hall of Fame thing here. It says Hall of Fame. You want to click on that Hall of Fame. When you click on it, you're going to see different Nigerian stocks. They are all here. So as long as the Nigerian stock is listed in the Nigerian market, they are all here. I'm going to expand to show all. So you see they are all here. So all the Nigerian stocks that you usually find in the Nigerian Stock Exchange are here. So you get to see their market cap and a bunch of other information about them, their share price as well. What you want to do when you come to this page is use the filter. Filter by, instead of market capitalization, filter by free float. I'm going to go all the way up so you can see that part of my screen. So it says free float here. You filter by free float. Immediately you click on free float, it will show you. Again, you have to select Nigeria, stocks, and then of course free float. It's going to show you the Nigerian stocks and their free float. You see ASO saving, you see GT I've talked about GT yesterday on the free group, that it's actually one of the stocks that is decent right now. But what we want to do now is, instead of the ones with the high free float, we want to go from highest free float to lowest. So you click on this filter here. You go from highest to lowest to highest. Now you'll be able to actually see the Nigerian stocks that have a really low free float. So someone said the name again, please. Don't worry, I got you. I'm going to paste it in the chat and I am going to pin it there. One moment, I'm trying to type in the chat. So the name of the website again is accesswhat.com. It's not letting me paste in the chat. That is very rude, super rude. Um, you know what? I am going to drop it in the I'm going to drop it in the WhatsApp group. So you guys can see it there, and then after this recording I'll drop it in the description. Okay, so I just pasted it um on the free group. Yes, I pasted it on the free group. So the name of the website is accesswhat.com. It basically pulls data from the Nigerian Stock Exchange, so you can see these data. If the market is open, the data is also live as well. So here you can see the stocks that have really low free float. What is this free float? Free float is basically the shares that are available for us to trade, publicly available for people to trade, buy and sell, minus what the owners of the company, the insider shareholders, what they are holding. So what is publicly available for people to trade at the moment? BUA Foods, the free float is just 4% of the total shares that are in the market. uh, Dangote Cement is just 4%. This Dangote Cement is funny. I feel like at some point it would even be more difficult to actually buy and sell this particular stock. And it never ends because Dangote was saying that he's going to list 10% of Dangote refinery in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So if we are getting only 10%, I feel like a lot of people are going to buy and then you will not be able to buy. Or a lot of people are, just going to get in and then hold it for. But again, that's buying. Hold it for a very long time. If there is no buying and selling, you can't really trade, stocks. That's the thing. There needs to be buying and selling. That is what trading is. If nobody is selling pepper and nobody's selling tomato, you will not be able to buy. So this is basically the free float out there. The free float for Airtel, this is freaking weird. Free float for Airtel is like 13%, but as of today, you still cannot even buy Airtel. There are so many people waiting to buy, but Airtel is buying back their own shares, and because they are buying back their own shares, they've been doing that. They did that like 3 times this month already. It's not easy for you to actually get in on the stock. So there are so many of them. When you see that the free float is like less than 20%, personally, if I see the free float is less than 20%, it just goes to show that it's going to be very difficult for me at some point. Um, make una leave the. I don't know what Pascal is talking about, but yeah, if the free float is too small like this, it's less than 20%, um, it's usually not a good idea to actually get in unless again unless you're buying that stock and you're planning to hold for a very long time. So if you think the company is going to do well and you're planning to hold for a very long time, you can get in on it. But if you're looking to buy now and sell next month, these are the things that you should actually be looking at. Again, really, really important. These are the things you should be looking at. MTN, for example, um, the only reason I'll get in on MTN is because I want to hold it for a year or two. That's it. But apart from that, I wouldn't really get in on MTN at the moment, even if I think it's a fair buy compared to a lot of other stocks in the same sector. So yeah, that's basically it. So if the free float is this small, it's usually not great. I mean, let's check Geregu for example. Let's go back to, I mean, we can easily check as well from the we can check from this Access What website, but I want to check from Carrywise so you guys can see what that looks like. Can you guys still see my screen? Please let me know if you can. Okay, Pascal was saying you guys should give more, give thumbs up so that more people can join. Yes, please do that. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. So we come here and we want to check Gereku. You will not see a lot of people trying to buy or sell. The numbers are going to be quite low. See the liquidity rating here. If you scroll down, the liquidity rating here says 1.0, which is ridiculously low. As you can see, everybody, like so many people are looking to sell, but how many people are looking to buy? Zilch, nada, zero. There's nothing here. Nobody wants to buy Gerigo right now. People are just waiting to sell, and they can't sell because there are really no buyers. So that's a problem. When you come to Carry-wise and you're checking a particular stock and it just says the liquidity rating is 1.0, 2.0, 2.5 or more, yeah, you should be very, very careful. So it's very important that you pick stocks that actually have a good free float. For Nigerian stocks, if it's a US stock, many people are buying and selling because of that. It pumps up the price when the float is small. But for Nigerian stocks, people just like to buy and hold. People like to sell and move on. So that exchange, that buy, sell, it doesn't really happen so much, with Nigerian stocks. Now let's go to stocks like, say, let's check Fidelity Bank in carry wise real quick. I'm gonna go back and I will type Fidelity here. And then let's see. You see the liquidity rating? It says 5.0. What does that mean? It means that there's a healthy amount of people. You see this? A lot of numbers. There's a healthy amount of people that are actually getting in and out of the stock. So I would consider this stock right now. If I think that their numbers are good, I would consider it. So um as you can see, the liquidity rating is really, really strong. The float is, huge. So because of that, it's just easy for people to get in and get out. So again, come to this website when you have the time. It doesn't have to be right now. It doesn't have to be today even. Platform is completely free. It's connected to the NGX. I don't own it. I know it sounds like I'm hyping it, but come here. Um, you'll be able to actually see Nigerian stocks that have really good free float and the ones that the float is really, really small. Again, if the float of a stock is small for a US stock, it's easy for you to get in and get out. The pump and everything is like it just goes up and down fast if the float is small. For US stocks, people are buying, people are selling. There's the whole day trading thing, pre-market, after hours, but that is for US stocks particularly. But you see Nigerian stocks, you want to go for the ones that have not small free float, but really, really huge float. The ones that have huge float are your best friend. So please, please, and please remember that. Now, another reason you might not be able to get in on a Nigerian stock or get out easily, it might not be the float. It might be that there is some corporate action or regulatory. Oh my God, my Igbo accent is choking in, but regulations basically. I need to drink water. If there is a suspension in the market, if there is a delayed financial report that they were supposed to file, and you need to actually be careful if there's something they were supposed to file, if there's a delayed financial report, if there's a weak disclosure, that was disclosed recently. Like for example, if you go to the NGX disclosure page and you see something like the CEO of a particular Nigerian company sold a lot of shares, and then maybe somebody else sold. Like there's just been selling, selling, and selling. If there is selling, selling, and selling in the market, you should actually be very, very worried. So sometimes people might not be able to actually sell or buy if they are that regulation issue, suspension, delayed financial data, and then the weak disclosure, like huge selling, or if there's like a bad news that dropped that is causing everybody to rush and go and sell everything. Because of that, they might just sell to the buyers that are waiting to get in, and before you know, there are really no more buyers. Nobody is willing to buy because also the buyers would have caught the news like, omo, now waiting they happen with this stock with this, omo, I no buy, I no buy. So before buying, you need to always ask yourself this question: if I need to sell this entire portion tomorrow, you know, who will be able to buy it? Are there people that will be able to buy it if I want to sell it tomorrow? That is why you need to check again. You need to come back to the float on um on places like Carrywise, places like your stockbroker. Again, every platform that lets you buy and sell Nigerian shares has an order book. check their order book and see if there are buyers and there are sellers. If there are buyers, you'll be able to sell. If there are sellers, you'll be able to buy easily. So ask yourself, if I need to sell this stock right now, is somebody going to be around, tomorrow to actually buy? If I need to buy, will somebody be around to sell? That kind of thing. So if the answer is unclear, it means that the stock is what we call illiquid. An illiquid stock is basically a stock that, again, is not liquid. There are not a lot of buyers and sellers. So this checklist is very, very important. Also, if there are a lot of no movement days for a particular stock, and that is what is happening with Geregu now. There is not a lot of there's not a lot of movement with the stock currently, and because of that no movement days, people are not really willing to um buy to those who are willing to sell. Like there's just no movement. You know, if there is no depth on the buy side, check how many buyers exist. If there is no depth on the buy side, then you will not be able to sell. So, do you guys have any questions for me? One of the people on the WhatsApp group was asking, you know, how to know when to buy a Nigerian stock and everything, seeing that people cannot sell and people cannot buy. I'm going to see if I can check with her to see if she joined this live, but if she did not join, then I'll probably send the link to her. But I hope that this has helped you guys to a very huge extent. Again, always check the float of the stock. There are so many other things you can check as well. When you come to this Hall of Fame on this platform, there are so many things you can check. You can even check insider trading, to see who on the inside is actually buying or selling. So, for example, this Austin Laz, we heard the news recently that there was an insider sale. So there's been like a lot of insider sale recently, and because of that, the confidence on the whole thing is just not great. So I know that the stock went up today, but generally this this thing where I think it was the CEO that sold, the whole thing with the CEO selling um has really really weakened the investor confidence. So it will cause people to want to go back to their balance sheet, their previous reported balance sheet, and actually check what is really going on, what the operating income is like, their free cash flow and everything. So do you guys have any questions for me? Please, name of the site. Again, the name of the site is accesswhat.com. Accesswhat.com. Give me a second. I am going to open the description of this. One moment. I'm still here, guys. I'm going to open this description of this video and I will send it to you guys in the description and the comment box as well. While that is happening, I will be checking the chat as well for questions. Does anybody have any other questions? Let me know, let me know. Please, I just joined now. What did you say the CEO of BNAI just sold? I did not talk about I did not talk about BNAI actually. I talked about Austin Laz. I am saying that the CEO of Austin Laz, there were reports recently that there were insider sales. So it's not BNAI. Did you buy BNAI? If you bought BNAI, that is awesome actually. So I just pasted the link here in the chat. Check the chat, check the chat. You see the link. For those of you asking what's the name of this website, if you bought BNAI, you are balling. You are balling because today has been great for BNAI. In the last 1 hour, there are some major sell-offs in the US market again. Like a lot of stocks have fallen, really, really fallen. Like UMAC, in Twitter as well. Even the energy stocks. I bought it when you announced. Ooh, nice. Then you should be in profit now. That is very good. So, what are the other things you can do on this website? You can also check the you can check earnings as well, and just earnings calendar for different Nigerian companies. So you know when they are doing their earnings call, their their meetings and everything. You will know. You will also see stocks that are giving dividend or stocks that gave the most dividend recently and everything. So you see them here as well. So one more time, the name of the website is accesswhat.com. You can use it to basically check some basic information about a stock and also some in-depth information. Like they do a really, really good job with you managing your portfolio on the platform. I say this because um my portfolio is here, by the way. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. My stock portfolio is, let's go to dashboard, is here. You can see some information about my portfolio here, like my effective yield and a bunch of other things. Let's go to portfolio monitoring. Yes, this is my portfolio. This is what my portfolio looks like as of today. These are basically the stocks that I own and how well or how bad they are doing. So you can do a lot of things with the platform. One thing I like about it again is the fact that you get pretty much connected to the NGX. Like you get live data, they pull data from the NGX, so you get to actually see, you know, real-time information about the stock market when the stock market is open or if the stock market is open. So I'm going to stop here for today. If you have questions for me, please feel free to reach out, leave me a message on either Instagram DM or in the comment here, or just, you know, leave a message to me on WhatsApp if you're on the free group. I'll see you guys. Thank you so much and have a wonderful